Hey Capricorn, what's up and welcome into Trivia Tarot. Please keep in mind that this is a shadow work channel, so it does require some bravery and a willing to look at yourself from a different perspective in order to grow. Let's take a moment to thank the ambassadors of the Divine Light for joining us in this message. So the collective I'm talking to today, I think you're struggling with alcoholism. You're struggling with wanting to drink a lot. Maybe you're wanting to drink because someone's not in your life anymore. Maybe you're wanting to drink because you don't feel like you are at a point of success in your life, a milestone that you're not at, you haven't reached yet. Let's see if we can get some more information from the tarot. Why is Capricorn drinking so much, Spirit? So Spirit gave me the King of Pentacles and the Tower. So I feel like some of you are going through a time where your material wealth is falling away, or maybe you lost a job, perhaps you lost a partner, or something that you were growing. Maybe you're an entrepreneur and like your scheme, your idea failed, or it brought you some sort of unfortunate realization, like it wasn't working, or the type of clientele that I'm getting, that the type of clientele you attracted through this idea was like kind of toxic or something, and it made you want to change what you're doing, and it's like putting you in a headspace of anger. There's like a feeling of doom here. It's something that brought you a lot of peace and stability. It's something that might have brought you a lot of luxury in your life, made you feel like you were at the pinnacle of your life, like you had reached a point in your career that was really successful, but something has happened that knocked you off of your throne. So I keep hearing that some of you lost your job, some of you might have lost your marriage, or a relationship that was bringing in stability for you. But there's some kind of big changes happening in your life. Some kind of big changes that has brought this feeling of like a karmic storm. So let's see if we can get some more information. Spirit, can you tell me why Capricorn has gone through this tower? So I shuffled for a while, and the only card that Spirit wanted to give me was learning. So that's the nature of a tower moment, Capricorn, is we have to learn something about ourselves. And this is a shadow work channel, and the whole point of it is to guide you and to kind of give you an opportunity to go, aha, that's what's going on. Which is, if you watch tarot, a lot of readers, use that phrase when they describe the tower moment. It's like the aha moment. The lightning bolt hits you and you go, oh. So it's always a blessing that might be in disguise, or it could be a blessing that is obvious, But in this case, because it's got this like escapism, this doom, this essence of doom and rage even, and the loss of power, if we get to a point in our lives where we're putting a lot of our intention into something that's material without having a basis in spirituality, without having a connection to a higher mission, even if we are succeeding in life in the eyes of humanity, if that success doesn't align with the goodness that is expected of you, Spirit is gonna possibly give you a little smack. That's why it's called a God smack, right? And it's kind of funny that just as I was doing this message, my cat decided to take a massive stinky crap in her box, which happens to be kind of close to me. And so I feel like for some of you, you feel that God took a giant stinky crap on your life, and you're like, what the actual fuck? Like, what the fuck? Why? I was doing so good, and it just feels like the end of the world, It's like, why me? Why God? Why me? And when we drink, we are choosing chaos and we're choosing immaturity. A lot of times we do that because we want somebody to save us. It's like whether you realize it or not, it can be a cry for help. For some of you, you've been struggling with alcoholism for a long time. You may have even been struggling with this alcoholism through your success, or through this marriage, or through this entrepreneurism. And without realizing it, this fixation that you have on it has caused this tower moment. And for some of you, it's caused you to want to rebel and drink even more. It's like, well, fuck it then. I'm just going to keep drinking. If life's going to give me lemons, I'm just going to have my fun. I'm just going to do things my way. 'Cause fuck it. But Spirit wants you to know that whenever you go through a tower moment and you get that Godsmack experience, the powers that be are trying to see how you react. It's like a test. It's like, okay, Capricorn, are you gonna keep doing what you've been doing and cause yourself to have more chaos? Or are you gonna shape up? Are you gonna keep indulging in the thing that's causing the problems in your life? Or are you gonna realize, because we're trying to give you a very clear association between, your choices and the result, to go, hey, maybe I should make some changes in my life. I'm getting a very stern energy from Spirit right now, which makes sense because you're a Saturnian sign, Capricorn, and you're supposed to be the responsible one. Like, that's your calling on Earth here. Like, you're the King of Pentacles here, but you just got bopped on the head by Spirit, and Spirit's like, hey, Capricorn, you need to get your shit together. Okay? Like, this is a learning experience, so learn. You're very intelligent. You're very capable. You are Big Daddy Saturn embodied. You are also related to the Devil card. So because you're so smart, you can delude yourself over and over again, and it's very easy to delude ourselves if we are stuck in a loop of alcoholism, right? You know that, Capricorn. I don't have to tell you. I can feel your guilty energy. You are not baby, Capricorn. You don't need to go drink yourself into a stupid state and butt dial someone, or tell them you butt dialed them, and then give them a sob story so that you can make yourself feel better, and then in the morning you don't even remember you did it. Not all of you do this, but I have many Capricorn friends, and all of my Capricorn friends have done this at least once. So, I say this with love, Spirit says it with love, but also with a bit of a over it tone of voice to you. Like, Capricorn? Really? Really? All right, so when I asked Spirit what you should be working on, I got the Mars and the Saturn cards. Go figure, Saturn, right? Mars is the 22 and Saturn is the 24. So I'm getting the feeling that you need to look back 2 years ago to what you were working on and then see what you've built in 2024. What were you putting action into 2 years ago that has come to fruition in this year that perhaps has just been taken away from you kind of suddenly, that's broken down, or that you've had an ugly realization about? Whatever it was in 22, I think you were probably fighting for it. Some of you may have even been in the service. I'm getting that some of you may have been soldiers, or you felt like a soldier. You were at war. A lot of times people compare careers and love to be a battlefield, right? Something you really fought for, something you put a lot of action into, you made a lot of moves in 22. So you built a foundation that has come to fruition in some way in this year. So Spirit is asking you to take the good with the bad. When you're having this moment of downfall, I'm hearing downfall, how can you look back and glean the important lessons that you need to carry with you as you move forward? How can you use what you've learned to help yourself find healthier ways to deal with life? rather than escaping it, rather than causing chaos and turning yourself into a child, causing yourself heart problems, causing yourself mental issues by putting so much toxicity into your body and turning yourself into a toxic person. Which, if you are toxic, everything that you create and everything that you touch will become toxic. That's just the nature of things, Capricorn. So do you want to spread toxicity? Or do you want to spread something more positive and more meaningful? But either way, I guarantee if you continue to spread toxicity, you're going to continue to have tower moments. God's going to keep making you smaller and smaller and smaller so you have less of an effect on the greater good. Because whether you want to admit it or not, Capricorn, you are a very powerful sign. And people look up to you. Most of you are in positions of leadership. Most of you are in positions of power, or you're on your way to those things. And the greater the power, the greater the responsibility. So if you're escaping your responsibility or acting like a fool because you can't control your alcoholism, God's going to keep smacking you upside the head. Especially if you're at the top of the totem pole and the only person who can tell you you're doing something wrong is God. God's going to do that. All right, so I pulled from my angel deck to see who's working with you right now. And Nulachael, the only God, popped out, but he came out in reverse, which is interesting because he represents the Hanged Man. In this deck, he's the 21. The psalm associated with this card is Psalm 31:15. But I trusted in thee, O Lord. I said, Thou art my God. But I trusted in thee, O Lord. I said, Thou art my God. Nulachael serves to protect against troublemakers, defends from spells, and destroys the power of evil spirits. He represents the desire for knowledge, protects from liars, evil spells, and bad spirits. And in this depiction, he's nude and descending from heaven and blowing a trumpet, which typically is like an annunciation from God or a revelation from God, or in some cases a call to war for the angels, right? So with him coming out upside down, it's like this angel is telling on you, Capricorn. This angel has been watching you, seeing what you would do during this tower moment, and they're like, well, I gotta report what I saw. So there they go, floating up to God, being like, yep, Capricorn's at it again. And because this angel protects from liars, evil spells, and bad spirits, and he's in reverse, it's kind of like, well, are you on our side or not, Capricorn? If you're not, then why would we continue protecting you? If you're desiring knowledge, why would we continue to desire to give you knowledge if you're gonna just throw it away with bad choices? God is really pissed at you, Capricorn. Like, this energy is so stern. I asked God why he's so pissed at Capricorn, and God gave me the Magician card. So this checks out, because, like, God's been giving you so much. Like, you have all of the tools necessary to manifest, and you've been manifesting, and you've been gaining success or love or stability or whatever it is, your career. You've been gaining it, you've been manifesting it. And on the Magician card we have the Ouroboros, which I've come to understand is a representation of like our true north, or our north node and our south node, right? So like our true north, the star, the aim of our life, the mission of our soul, and then the south node, which is where we're coming from, like what we're here to learn on this earthly plane in order to ascend. And it's like God's been giving you all of this stuff, and you're just kind of being an idiot about it and choosing alcoholism. Now, I am not belittling the fact that addictions are difficult to get rid of, right? But in your case, or at least whoever it is that I'm talking to, you've had a lot of time to kind of be responsible about this and ask for help getting over it, and instead you're using it continuously as this coping mechanism, when what you really need to adjust is how you see yourself. Maybe you're dealing with issues of blaming others. It's like you have this sense of doom and gloom that you just can't shake. It's almost selfish in that way. It's like, well, why the heck are we going to keep blessing you if you're not going to be grateful for what you're getting? You know, it's like a kid who gets his allowance taken away because he keeps acting like a brat. I'm just giving you the message as I'm hearing it, Capricorn. I'm sorry that it's coming out so harsh, but that's how God's talking to you right now. It's like I'm done with you, Capricorn. Get your shit together. And it's with love, right? But it's also with like a pissed off dad energy. It's that Saturnian energy. Like, you're better than this. What are you doing? Okay. So don't waste your blessings by being childish and, you know, pissing into the wind by drinking so much that you're a fool, because you're a strong and powerful person. So accept that you are. Accept responsibility and accountability for your actions, whatever they may be. Don't blame others and don't blame God. Just take it in stride, make the changes that you need to make, and move on with your life, Capricorn. Even if you've lost everything, you're gonna get it back. If you behave, is what God wants to say. Just don't be stupid. Like, okay, you can have a drink every once in a while, but don't go crazy, and don't drink out of emotion, right? Don't go to the bar or like go to a friend's house and drink an entire keg or whatever, or a whole bottle of whiskey by yourself because you feel some type of way. Just don't do that to yourself, and don't do it to the people around you, because that sucks, right? All right, Capricorn. I love you so much. If this resonated for you, feel free to comment down below. If you'd like to say thank you to Spirit, leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you again soon. Bye!